Welcome back. You're watching The Money Show, and time to get our viewers online and let's do their financial portfolio analysis. Today I have with me Hemant from Wiseinvest. Hemant, good evening and welcome to the show. The first question with me is from Amit Kumar, and he wants you to help him with some funds where he can do a lump sum investments. What he wants you to suggest at least 3 top performing mutual funds for lump sum investment. We still don't know the time horizon, but assuming if it is 5 and more than 5 years.
Yes, Kavita, I think what we have mentioned is that we would like to invest in the top performing fund. The fact is that all of us would want to be in the best performing funds in any category that we invest in. But the fact remains that every quarter you will see the top performing fund changing. So I think it's a futile exercise to chase a top performing fund. More important is to invest in funds that perform consistently. When I talk about consistency, I'm talking about compared to the peer group. So any fund which is performing above average when you compare to the peer group, I think is worth considering for investment. Since we're talking about a time horizon of at least 5 years or more and investing lump sum, equity funds can be considered. It's important to focus on well diversified fund. So one multi-cap fund, maybe Kotak multi-cap fund can be looked at, and the second one is Pvt.Ltd flexi cap fund. So this is a fund which invests predominantly in the large cap and some exposure to US stock, and the third can be HDFC large and mid cap. Again, minimum 35% allocation to large and mid, and the remaining, I think most of it goes to the large cap.
All right. Hemant, next question is from Vaibhav, and he's from Madhya Pradesh, and he wants 1 CR in 15 years, and for that he needs to do an SIP. What kind of funds would you recommend?
I think since the time horizon is 15 years, so he needs, assuming annualized return of 12%, he needs to invest 20,000 rupees per month through SIP. And again, for this kind of time horizon, I think equity funds would be the best bet. I would recommend maybe you can consider 4 funds. One is a multi-cap fund, Kotak multi-cap fund, one mid-cap fund, Nippon India growth fund, Pvt.Ltd flexi cap fund. We just talked about that this fund, and the fourth one could be HDFC large and mid again. So I think when you look at the mix here, you get the right kind of mix of exposure to large cap, mid cap, and small cap, which I think is very, very important, especially when you are building a portfolio for the long term.
Next question from Rakesh Sharma, Hemant, and he was investing in Axis ELSS tax saving. Now for better returns, he wants to understand if he can shift to a mid-cap fund, and time horizon is 5 years.
Well, I think we all know that the ELSS usually have a lock-in period of 3 years. So if he has completed that lock-in period, he can move the money out, which actually need not be done every time. As long as I think the fund in that category is doing well, you can continue with that fund. But since he's talking about Axis taxable fund, this fund for the last few years has been underperforming the peer group. So I will certainly want him to consider moving out of that fund. I don't know what kind of funds he has in the portfolio, but I think if I need to look at independently, a large and mid-cap fund I think would be a better bet. In Axis, there is Axis Growth Opportunity Fund, which is essentially a large and mid-cap category fund, and some investment is also there in the global markets. So I think that fund has been doing very well. He can switch his money from the tax saving to Axis Growth Opportunities.
All right. I think on that note, it's a wrap today. Thank you so much, Hemant, for being on the show and helping our viewers with their mutual fund investments. And I'm going to leave our viewers with our WhatsApp number and email ID where we keep waiting for their mutual fund related questions. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.